Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Dragon Ball Z discussion topic video. In this one, I'm going to be counting down what I think are the top 5 greatest fights or most epic battles in all of Dragon Ball Z. All right, great. So this was a viewer requested topic, so I want to go ahead and thank you guys for suggesting this video. It's a great topic, and it's one that definitely I wanted to do. Had a good number of people suggest I do this one, so here it is, guys. If you have any other great video suggestions like this for Dragon Ball Z, please private message them to me through YouTube or write them in the comments below, because I'd like to make as many Dragon Ball Z videos as I can. It's my favorite anime of all time, even to this day, which is crazy all these years later, but yep, it's still my favorite, and it's still the one that I can watch the most. Even though I've seen every episode, I can watch them again, and I really enjoy it even to this day. Or I could just watch some of the fights on YouTube, which are really fun, and these 5 I definitely recommend you guys check out if you have some time after watching the video, because they are epic as all hell. Now, one thing I will say is that this list does not include any of the Dragon Ball movies, Dragon Ball Z movies, any of the special villains in them, for example, Broly, or any of the others. There's some really epic fights between our Z fighters and all the different villains in the movies, even Battle of the Gods and everything. We're not counting any of those. This is just the straight Dragon Ball Z anime, also applicable, I suppose, to the manga, not including Dragon Ball, not including Dragon Ball GT. So I was going to do this originally as a top 10 list, but I quickly changed it to a top 5 because I had like 20 fights written down, and I couldn't decide past about the top 5 which one should be in top 10, which one shouldn't, because there's so many epic fights throughout Dragon Ball Z. It's unbelievable. When you start to think about all the different matchups, all the different fights, and all the ways they go with different fighters and characters, it just becomes insane, to try and compare them and say, which one's better than which. So I decided, you know what, I'll stick to a top 5. We'll keep it streamlined, and that way we can talk about what are just the 5 best. So don't worry about 10 or 20 or whatever, but just the 5 that are like the most epic, the ones that should be remembered from the series the most. So this is my 5. These are the 5 that I remember the most and that I think are the best, favoritism aside. Just the ones that I think are the most memorable from the series. Now, I'm sure a lot of people will have a lot different takes on this, and everyone's going to have their own favorites from the series. And for different people, it's going to be different ones. Some people, it may be, some of the Ginyu Force fights, or some of the Buu fights with all the different characters facing off against Buu, or even Frieza, or the Saiyan Saga. There's so many different fights, it's insane. So these are the 5 that I was able to come up with, that I was able to narrow it down to, and they go a little something like this. So we'll count them down from least epic or least greatest to the greatest, top 5. So at number 5, I'm going to go with Super Saiyan Level 2 Goku versus Majin Vegeta. Now, this battle right here, why it made the top 5 was basically because this fight was animated so well. Well, first of all, it was a big rematch because we haven't seen these two face off for such a long time, and it always kind of felt like they were going to again, but we never actually saw it up until this point. Also, Majin Vegeta felt organic to the story because, of course, Babidi uses his magic to take control and kind of bring out the evil in the hearts of characters, and obviously Vegeta has a lot there, clearly. So he's the perfect character for Babidi to kind of attempt to control, and he allows himself essentially to be controlled and to allow those things to come out because of his pride and all the different emotions he has, and always kind of comparing himself to Goku or Kakarot, and always trying to kind of see who's better, that type of thing. So the big rivalry between the two. So I felt like this one had to be on the list because you have 2 of the biggest characters in all of Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta and Goku. They probably are 2 of the most recognizable, if not the 2 biggest, when you look at the entire series as a whole, right? Gohan would be in there too, and some of the villains would be in there too, but those 2 right there are 2 of the most recognizable characters in the entire series, and to see them go at it at that kind of a level is so cool, man. I mean, and the way they animate to the point where they're like flipping around each other, and they're, like one will throw a kick and the other will kind of pass off, and like, how obviously they can fly, so they kind of like flip around and then they push off the ground and kick out like a double kick, and all these just counter after counter after counter. And it's a different kind of fight than what we're used to, where you have all these big energy blasts everywhere and stuff. A lot of his close quarters, you'll have them like, kneeing each other, and just an insanely cool animated fight. The point where Vegeta uses that technique to put the energy bands around Goku and puts him into the rock, and then Goku, uses his energy to free himself, and then punches Vegeta with the giant, rock pieces, and they shatter. And even right up till the end, where Vegeta kind of tricks him and actually kind of wins as a result. But of course, it leads into the Buu fight, the beginning of all the Buu stuff. But still, that battle right there, man, is, oh my God, so freaking epic. I love that fight. It's one of my personal favorites, and it's animated the best. Like, it's one of the best animated fights in the entire series. I just had to put it in there because it's so damn epic. So, and of course, imagine Vegeta's troll face, the troll smile and everything. Oh my God, so amazing. So that one had to be in there. So I put that one at number 5. So number 4 is going to go to Goku versus Kid Buu, the final battle. So, I mean, this one right here, why is this one at number 4? Well, it's pretty simple. This is like the final defining battle in Dragon Ball Z. That's basically why. Now, yes, there's some little things that happen afterwards with Oob and all that. Yeah, I know. But this one right here is like the final boss battle for Buu, right? You got the big, huge spirit bomb. You got everybody rooting Goku on. You've got him just, even to the point Vegeta earlier admitting that Goku's better than him and everything, helping him out as best he can. Everybody just pulling for Goku at that point. And him just, that final spirit bomb and how it all comes down. Beautiful animation because it's later on in the series, so we get some of the best in the entire series. And even though I'm not a big fan of Buu by himself, he's still one of the biggest Dragon Ball Z villains. Number 3 or number 4, depending on how you look at Vegeta, I would say. Some people, he's their favorite villain. So it was an epic, conclusive battle, and it's one of the defining moments for Dragon Ball Z. And, of course, it's going to be Goku in the end who saves the day again. It should be. Gohan had his fun with Cell there. That was cool. But it's time for Goku to come back in and save the day just like he used to. So that one for me is, oh, man, one of the absolute best. I'm going to put it at number 4. So great battle. Absolutely epic battle. Number 3 is going to be the original Saiyan Saga, Goku versus Vegeta. Yep, so second Goku versus Vegeta matchup on the list. This one at number 3. Do I have to explain why? I mean, this battle was just so epic. Now this was pre-Super Saiyan, so you got Kaioken, you got Gallic Gun, you've got all the other characters mixed in, even Yajirobe and Krillin, or they're still relevant, and Uzaru and all the... Oh, man. Back and forth and back and forth. Of course, prior you have Nappa. It just an insane battle between those two to start that, kind of start that rivalry between who's better, who's really better, because they kind of fight to not an absolute standstill, but close to a standstill. And, Goku really gives Vegeta, the run for his money, to the point where he even gets desperate, and then, of course, eventually they defeat him, but they allow him to live. But anyway, that battle right there was built up so well. We were looking forward to it for a really long time. We knew it was coming after Raditz, and it's like old school Dragon Ball Z, what it does best. Epic freaking battle, man. Even the power battle with the Kamehameha, Kaioken and the Gallic Gun back and forth. Oh, man, it doesn't get much better. Now, the only thing with that one is the animation's older, but, I mean, you can't knock it for that. It's just, it's older. What are you going to do, right? But that's part of what fuels the nostalgia for me, because when you're watching that, it's like, up until that point, it's like the most epic thing you've ever seen. And then the Frieza battle and the others afterwards, but it was epic. So I'm going to put it at number 3. At the third best is the original Goku versus Vegeta Saiyan Saga. Incredible battle. Number 2, the runner-up is going to be Gohan versus Cell. epic freaking battle, man. Super Saiyan level 2 Gohan. So Super Saiyan, he's able to ascend, past the initial Super Saiyan level. You got the, electricity going everywhere. The hair gets even, even spikier and up even higher. And, Cell, as powerful as he is, Gohan just is in a different league with him, toying with him. Probably my favorite parts would be the father-son Kamehameha with the one hand at the end there, of course. That one's beautiful, brings a tear to the eye. Some of the others are the one point when Gohan just simply punches him in the gut and Cell like pukes up green stuff after, and his fist like goes inside him. It's kind of like Super Saiyan level 2. They become so powerful, their blows just wreck each other, just wreck anything they hit just breaks, even if it's Perfect Cell. So love Perfect Cell versus Gohan. I mean, you guys have seen it, the big power battle at the end, the power energy battle with the big blue, sections going over all the Z fighters there. Of course, Goku and his sacrifice, and it's incredible. For a lot of people, they probably put this at number 1. I'm going to put it at number 2 though, but it is definitely one of the most epic in the entire series. So that for me is going to be the runner-up. And number 1, I think you guys already know what it's going to be. It's going to be Goku versus Frieza, Final Form Frieza. So, I mean, it doesn't get any more epic than this battle. This is the most epic battle I've ever seen. Not just Dragon Ball Z, but any anime, any cartoon series ever. This thing went on forever, first of all, but it was epic all the way through. You get the death of Krillin, you get the transformation the first time, the transformation of Goku, you have Planet Namek being just totally destroyed. You've got Frieza getting like cut each which way you can imagine, like cut in half, and then his arm and his tail. And oh my God, so much excitement. What's going to happen? The planet's going to explode. Is Goku going to get out in time? He won the battle, but now what's going to happen? Is he going to be able to get back to Earth, or is he going to die in outer space because the planet's going to explode? What's going to happen? Oh my God. And just all the different, battling back and forth and the whole lead up to it as well too. It foreshadows Super Saiyan with Vegeta providing the exposition earlier. Then he finally does attain it. You have, the culmination of the entire Namek saga. Like from the time we get to Namek, we start hearing about Frieza and who Frieza is and all that. And to see the final definitive battle between those two, battle of like the most powerful in the, it's like the battle for the most powerful in the universe that we know of, right? So I mean, it doesn't get any better. It doesn't get any more epic. It doesn't get any better than Goku versus Final Form Frieza. It really doesn't. So that for me is going to be the number 1 greatest battle in all of Dragon Ball Z. To go over them again: number 5, Goku versus Majin Vegeta; number 4, Goku versus Kid Buu; number 3, Goku versus Vegeta; number 2, Gohan versus Cell; and number 1, Goku versus Frieza. Oh yeah. So there's my list of what I think are the top 5 greatest Dragon Ball Z fights. Let me know what your top 5 is, guys. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have different opinions on this, maybe different ordering for which ones they enjoyed the most. These are not necessarily the ones I enjoyed the most, or the ones that I think were the best, in the entire series. So, I mean, obviously there's lots of other ones that you could point to, Vegeta versus Majin Buu with the self-sacrifice. What else you got? Piccolo versus Android 17, Android 18 versus Vegeta. I mean, Nappa versus everybody. The Ginyu Force, Captain Ginyu. I mean, so many epic freaking fights. It's unbelievable. Super Saiyan 3, Goku versus Majin Buu. Oh my God, there's so... See, you see how many there are? So those are my top 5. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about that. Send me your video suggestions for more DBZ videos. Let me know what you guys feel about the DBZ videos, if I should keep doing them or not. And if you like the video, please like it below. If you want to help support it, please share it and add it to your favorites. And I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. See you for the next one. This is Trev, and I'm saying peace. Kamehameha.